Hey, Nicholas.
Hello, Tyson. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm really good.
Really good.
Yeah.
That's exciting.
Yeah.
Welcome, everybody, to Nick, Tys and Videotape for another week. I liked the little abbreviation on Facebook that we had.
Oh, did you like that?
NT plus the little picture of a video cassette.
Yeah.
I was like, that's so cute.
I thought, you know who's going to love this? Tyson's
Yeah,
going to love this.
I love mini things.
You are?
Anything
And you're going to
that's
see the
small and tiny.
You're going to see the...
I mean, anything that you can pick up with your normal hands and make you feel like a giant.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Plus, you're going to see the Emoji Movie, aren't you?
Probably. No, I'm not going to say it. That's a complete lie. It's a complete lie. Hey, Nick, why don't you tell people where they can find us on the webs?
On the webs. You can find us... on most of the social network things. You can find us on Facebook and on Twitter.
Yeah, we're not on
We're not on Insta yet.
We're not on Instagram yet. Because what have we got to take photos of?
Exactly. Well, give us a bit.
We should. It'll be fun.
We'll get...
It'll just be the same photo every week of me and you in this
maybe
room.
I should
just
start
hey.
taking... Maybe we should start taking like... No, that'd be bad. You don't want to see us. You don't want to see us, people, because we're in our underwear. We're sweaty. We've turned the heater up to like 35.
Yeah, it's all like
it's a bit nasty in here.
We're making it as comfortable as possible
exactly
for ourselves.
We edit out all the burps and farts that you don't. No, I'm kidding.
Some of them sneak their way in.
We don't do that. What are you talking about? We are sitting here in tuxes and we're drinking champagne.
It's after 6 p.m. What am I, a farmer?
This is a Sauv
Of course
Blanc?
I'm in a tuxedo.
I don't know what this is. Yeah. So yes, there is the Facebook. There is the Twitter.
Mm-hmm.
You can also email us if you would like. If you would like to sit down, if you're bored at work and you're like, what can I do? What can I do to just procrastinate? I know. I'll write to Nick and Tys and tell them.
Should write to us.
Why don't you do this movie?
Yeah.
And you can do that.
You'd like.
Yeah. You can do that on Nick, Tys and Videotape at gmail.com.
Yes, you should do that.
Do that.
We like to appeal to the masses.
Yeah.
And we don't know. Like, I know I have really fucking strange taste in movies. So movies that I'm like, you know what we should talk about? We should talk about this movie. and
people go,
you've had to kind of be like...
I've gone, Tys, we're going to leave that
let's leave that for a little while.
We'll leave that for a bit.
Because I think people will love it. Yeah. And it's like, no, people don't want to hear us talk about fucking... I don't know.
Meanwhile, Dirty Dancing,
everyone's fucking here. Everyone's talking about that shit.
It's great. It's crazy.
No, I like it. I like it.
So yeah, apart from that, if you wish to find us, of course you've found us because you're listening to us right now. But if you would like to share it with a friend or share it with anyone,
share around. You
can find us where all good podcasts are sold. And the main one of that one is iTunes, because iTunes, Tyson, is where you can subscribe.
You can
and
subscribe.
Like us.
There's a juicy button, that subscribe button.
And I think it should be bigger, the subscribe button.
It should be, yeah.
You should press it.
Arrows
You should go,
pointing at it.
Yeah.
It should be a whole thing.
There should be something, at least. Jesus, do something. It's a big deal to subscribe to people.
Isn't
it? Is it?
I think you're making it a lifelong commitment.
Exactly.
Until I get bored of them and then I unsubscribe. And it's actually really satisfying when I desubscribe to the podcasts that I'm kind of like growing over. Yeah.
I've never done that. I desubscribe to YouTube channels and I'm like,
oh shit, yeah.
Seriously, I'm over your shit. You guys suck. You guys fully suck.
Strangely thinly veiled racist comment. Desubscribe. I'm like, I'm done with you.
Trump supporter? Sorry,
you're out of there,
fella.
buddy.
Yeah. But please don't unsubscribe to us. Subscribe and like us.
Yeah, because we're neither of those things. So
we're neither of those things. We're great. We're here to...
We love all races and we hate Trump. So
exactly.
Stay with us.
We love all of you.
Indeed, indeed. Hey, why don't we talk some trailers, Nicholas?
Trailers, Tys. Bring it on. Bring it on. Bring it on.
Everybody's talking trailers.
Sorry.
Hey Nick, why don't you go first, because I'm going to choose the one that you don't choose.
Oh really? Okay.
Yeah.
Trailers. All right. Well, I would like to talk about Murder on the Orient Express. Tys.
Nice one.
Did you watch this?
I did.
Yeah?
Yes, I did.
How can this fail? This cannot fail.
It's going to fail.
It's not. Wow! Straight out of the bat.
100% guarantee this will be a financial flop.
What does that mean?
Who's going to watch this movie? Who's
I
going to go to this movie?
Me. I'm not going to see it at the cinema, but, you know, I'll...
That's what I mean, man.
Wow.
I don't think this is going to make any money at all.
Oh, that
No,
makes
it's got
me
nothing
really
to do with
sad.
the quality of the film. I think it probably will end up quite
You
good.
know what?
I like Kenneth
Exactly.
Branagh a lot.
I think this will be a Shawshank. Shawshank made no money, and now it is the number one film of all time.
No, but it's not going to be...
You don't know that? It could be.
I don't know that, actually.
Exactly.
You're quite right.
So
think positively.
Exactly.
It could be as good as that.
It could be... Well, it's not going to be as good as that. Well, it's got all the ingredients for an amazing film. For
Great
starters...
cast.
Sorry?
Great cast.
Great cast. Amazing. You trust Kenneth Branagh as a director.
Yeah, I think...
I'd
agree with that, yeah. Yeah. At least... I haven't loved every one of his films that I've seen, but he at least brings a certain amount of... I feel...
Go on.
I don't know.
Professionalism?
No, that's not really it. It's that when you sit down and watch a Kenneth Branagh film, you know you're not going to get like this technically inept piece of shit. Like
exactly,
you might not love the movie overall, but you at least know it's going to be
entertaining,
competently made.
Yeah, exactly.
Exceptional. Like
there's not a line
at the very least.
Exactly. He's not going to have a line in there that you're like, what the fuck was that? Or what was the point of that scene? There will be none of that in this film. So yeah, and also the reason that I like this trailer is because it is, yes, it's a movie it's a remake of a movie, but I'm just happy that this is a remake of a movie that isn't a movie from only a couple of years ago.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Come on.
Well, I mean,
out of all the movies that should be made, it should be movies that are really old.
This is fine. I'm fine with adaptations. A second adaptation of a book. Like,
absolutely.
That's fine. That's technically not a remake. Like, I don't treat it that way.
No.
I think it's better to think of... And
just a fresh start.
We might have already brought this up, but this is essentially what Broadway does.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
Have we talked about this on the podcast?
No, I don't think so, no.
You know, Broadway is all about taking existing properties and
doing them in a
reviving
different way.
them.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So every year they have the revival season, and that's part of their... That's even part of the Tony Awards. Best revival of a musical. Like,
yes,
because
nice.
That's the way the text works. You write it once and then you have the opportunity to do it.
And people go, have you seen this version of Little Shop? It has a woman as the plant. And you're like, yes, I have. It was awesome.
Great, exactly. Let's go see Spring Awakening and they're all deaf.
Exactly.
Like, what a great idea.
Yeah, bring it on. Hedwig is actually a woman in this one. Awesome.
Oh, have they done that?
That's happened.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
That would be really interesting.
Sandra Bernhard.
Oh,
yeah.
She's great.
Yeah. How good would that have been?
Yeah, that's a great choice.
Yeah.
So yeah, adapting a book, I'm okay with that. It's when it's 100% a film, even if that film is an adaptation of a book. Like, we'll go back to Total Recall. Total Recall is obviously based on a book, right?
Right.
Well, it's based on a short story.
Philip K. Dick.
Dick's short story. But the remake isn't a remake of the short story. No, it's a remake of the film.
Yeah.
So that's where there's problems. Like, why do that? Why not go to the source material and say, do you know what, we're going to try a different adaptation of that source material?
Exactly.
And that's what this seems like it is.
Yeah.
And it just down to the fact that Kenneth Branagh is a sexy... I can't say his fucking name.
I can't say his name either. I'm not going to try.
Poirot. No, that sounds so bogan. Hey, do you want to watch some Poirot?
We are keeping that in. This is what we sound like. This is what Australians sound like after a couple of drinks.
Oh, my God. Let's watch some Poirot.
Go,
baby.
Come on, give me a French accent. A plural. No?
Okay. Isn't it? The only thing I know really well is because there's the ad for the show.
Yeah,
is always on like 9 or whatever, right around the time when I'm making dinner.
Yeah. And
so there's the one line that he says in every single commercial, which is "I am better than the police," so I know that name very well.
Nice.
That line.
Yeah.
But yeah, he's got the really great mustache. He's got this cool head of hair and it's Kenneth Branagh. Like, he's fucking the coolest dude.
Exactly.
Like, he's just great.
Yeah. Amazing. And a guy that you can trust who's going to direct and star in it. You know, he knows what he's doing.
He tends to do that a little bit. He likes directing himself.
Yeah, exactly. But this trailer was just lovely. I love that as the camera walks through the carriage, it gives you the characters of who they are.
And I'm almost certain that's not going to appear in the film.
Oh, absolutely not.
Which I love. I love trailers that have stuff that isn't in the film.
Yes. Yeah. That a director goes, no, I'm gonna direct.
Actually, I'll clarify
trailer.
that. I don't like it when the stuff in the trailer that is meant to be in the film and then is then cut. I like stuff that is made specifically for the trailer.
Yes.
But say what you like about the old Godzilla movie, like the 1998 one.
Yeah.
But do you remember the teaser for that?
No.
When there's some guy doing a museum tour and it gets to like the T-Rex or something, and they're like, it's
totally
the biggest animal that has ever existed. It was feared and blah, blah, blah. And then Godzilla's foot just steps on it.
Oh, nice. No,
you don't remember
I
that?
don't remember that.
Really great.
Awesome.
Like, that movie's shit. But that, like, for a teaser, that's fantastic.
That's awesome.
And
exactly.
it was all material that you just knew was not going to be in the movie. It's like their own little short films. It's great.
It was great. It's lovely.
So I'm pretty sure that's not going to.
It's like a game of Clue. That the little hints of who is it. It's like,
and that's Agatha Christie all over, man. It's
mustard, like, you mustard bastard.
A funny question was, you what?
Mustard bastard.
You mustard bastard?
Yeah, Colonel Mustard.
Yeah.
It's always Colonel Mustard
or
Revo Greeno, either one.
Revo Greeno.
Yeah, the Reverend
Reverend Green. Yeah.
Me and my brother call him Revo Greeno.
Sure.
Yeah. I love that game. I really do. The one thing I didn't like, Tys, which has happened in this year, I've seen it happen 3 times. I think this is the third. Is you set the scene.
Sure.
At the end of this trailer, you are in or out. Mostly, I'm in. I'm watching this. I'm like, this is amazing.
Yeah.
It's a nice period piece type deal, and then all of a sudden, just a modern song comes in and just
what was
fucks
the song?
It was Imagine Dragons, the band Imagine Dragons, and I don't know what the.
I wasn't.
I
found the trailer, the tone of the trailer, I was a bit at odds with, but I think maybe because when I think of Agatha Christie, I think of BBC.
Yeah.
Miss Marple Presents, or whatever it was
BBC,
called.
Yeah.
And Poirot.
This guy.
I remembered.
This guy.
Like the theme music, and it's all very British, and it's kind of got a quirkiness to it. Whereas this is presenting it as like this edgy, cool, fucking 50 Shades of Grey, but we're all solving a murder mystery.
Yeah, and
so
I'm like,
I found the tone a little odd because I was like, okay, so we're taking this seriously. We're going like full slick thriller.
Yeah,
we're not doing the kind of slightly quirky British thing.
I just didn't.
So I found this. Yeah, I found it a little bit at odds with what I was expecting. But that's me. If the film wants to be that, it of course has every right to be that, and I hope it's very successful.
But it's the same as when the Assassin's Creed movie trailer came out. Now there was.
What was the song in that one?
Oh, it was fucking Kanye.
I love the slow ballad in a movie trailer.
Fuck off.
It ruins
everything.
It's the worst fucking trend.
So Kanye came in the end and Kanye'd all over it. It was just disgustingly Kanye'd, and it was Kanye'd
But what
everywhere.
song was it?
I don't know.
Just one of his songs, or was it him covering some other thing?
No, I believe it was one of his songs. Sure. But yeah, like... a video game. I'm not saying that Assassin's Creed is going to do well. I don't know whether it did well. I'm sure it did. But I don't think it did. I think it got. No video game movie has ever done amazingly well.
No one liked it. If that's what you're talking about.
Exactly. So yeah, that was another one that just ruined. Like, it had a beautiful, set in the Roman times with the Colosseum and jumping over things and using swords, and then Kanye just comes in and Kanye's everything all over it.
Of course he does.
It's disgusting.
He's made quite a habit of that. Yeah. All right. Well.
So yeah, that was
Murder on
me.
the Orient Express.
Murder on the Orient Express.
I'll watch it.
I'm going to see it.
I feel like it's a classy night out. I feel like it's one of those ones where it's like, you know what, I'm going to class up this fucking joint. Not going to the shitty supermarket complex cinemas around the corner. We're going to go somewhere nice.
We're going to go somewhere nice.
Maybe like Jam Factory.
Or
no, we're going to go to the Rivoli.
The Rivoli.
You fucking watch. This is where you watch Murder on the Orient Express at the fucking Rivoli.
Exactly. For those of you who live in Melbourne who haven't been to the Rivoli,
what are you doing with your life?
Shame on you. Shame.
Rivoli, best cinema in Victoria.
Shame.
Beautiful cinema.
Really? The best one?
Oh, I love it. I love it there. That's where I go where it's like I'm excited about seeing a movie.
Really?
If it's playing at Rivoli,
last thing I saw at Rivoli was Guardians 1, I think it was.
We did Gold Class at Rivoli recently, and we saw... I can't even remember. Jeebers.
I love the Astor, but the theatre...
Rogue One? I think we did Rogue One at Rivoli in Gold Class, yeah.
The Astor's good, but the cinema itself is not the best.
No, those seats are disgusting, and I feel like it's always the wrong temperature. I'm either freezing or fucking boiling.
Oh yeah, but the last time I went there was Tarantino. No.
Oh my god!
Yeah, you know what I'm talking about. But
the time in the middle of summer. where like
it
they
was
were doing like
horrible.
3 screenings a day of the
Jesus
full like
Christ.
4-hour
I
extravaganza.
know. And it was intense. There were so many people. It was like a rock concert, but you had to sit
you
and be
had to
quiet.
line up for like an hour and a half, and then you get in there and everyone's all sweaty and shit, and
It
the
was
aircon
nasty.
wasn't working, and it was disgusting.
And the guy behind me just let out the biggest fart just as it started.
I wanted
and
to
I'm
eat
like,
popcorn.
oh, dude.
And I'm like, oh, it's fucking hot, and I'm sticking to those leather fucking chairs.
But on the backside of that,
yes,
I watched Mad Max Fury Road in there,
yeah.
and the heat actually helped. I was like, man,
actually,
this is intense.
Yeah.
Bring this on. I was sweating. I felt like I just come out of the gym after that.
No, because I was so at odds watching Hateful Eight. It should have been freezing in there. It would have made it. It would have been part of it.
So much better.
It would have been like
and
with
you're
my
like,
big fur
fucking
coat.
Jesus, I need to cover up. This is cold. Yeah, exactly.
I'd be looking at Kurt Russell's giant fucking woolen thing and just feeling so jealous.
And shutting the door would be
his mustache too, because I would have been like, that would keep my lip warm as well.
I need to watch that again.
Yeah, I need to watch it again.
I need to watch that again.
It's I haven't seen it since I watched it that day.
Oh, really?
Yeah, at the Aston.
I own it, but I haven't watched it again. Good point. What
I'll
trailer
talk
did you watch,
briefly.
Tys?
We've talked. We're
No,
going
that was
up.
good. I liked
Having
it.
a good rant today.
That was good.
Let's talk briefly
go on.
about the
don't.
American Made
for
trailer.
fuck's sake.
Let's talk about that. No, because you obviously didn't like it very much.
I didn't. No, and that's not to say that I don't like Doug Liman and I like Tom Cruise.
Yeah.
I like both of them.
I think usually when I see, I kind of try to have a bit of faith in artistic teams. I guess. I think Doug Liman is really pretty great. I don't think he's made a bad movie. Probably Mr. and Mrs. Smith is the closest to a bad movie that he's made.
Mr. and Mrs. Smith.
It's fine.
Yeah.
And by closest to bad, I mean it's not at all bad, but it's the closest to.
Yeah.
You've got Swingers, you've got The Firstborn, which is the best born.
Go. You've got Go. Don't forget Go,
I
the
love
90s, 99 movie of the... Oh, I love Go.
And then you got like Edge of Tomorrow, which is
man.
crazy good. Oh, has he got a shit one? What's his
I've got
shit
a
one?
really shit one.
What is it?
Jumper.
Okay, no, you're right. Jumper was a piece of shit.
But I don't think Jumper was his fault. I think
Probably
Jumper
not.
was... We are at a certain point of CG where we've storyboarded these action sequences and now we're going to write a story to fit those action sequences.
The thing I remember most about Jumper was it was so short and it made me feel like there was clearly a longer movie there.
Right.
And that's why I think it was so bad, because I'm watching it and I'm like, this is like 84 minutes or something, 85 minutes. And I'm like, there are no movies that long anymore. Like, it's really hard to find a movie under an hour and a half.
Exactly.
And the only time it happens, I feel like, is when it's just like, let's just fucking cut it out, all the shit, and put it out.
Or a pigeonhole. What do they call it? A tunnel move. What's an episode of a TV show that just stays in one room? What's that called?
Bottle episode.
Bottle episode. So bottle movie like Buried or
for sure.
Locked.
Because sometimes you can't sustain something like that over 90 minutes.
Yeah.
But
So
this is the plot of that movie is literally the opposite of those. He can go anywhere
he wants.
Yeah. Interesting. And Samuel L. Jackson has weird Eminem hair.
Edge of Tomorrow, though.
Edge of
Doug
Tomorrow is
Liman.
fucking what a
God,
great
that
movie.
is good.
Such a
Watch
good movie.
that, people.
Yeah.
I thought it was shit. I watched it on a plane and I was like
That's
getting
the
up
worst
going.
way to watch that movie.
I know. I was getting up going, oh my God, yeah, bring it on.
That is the worst way to watch that movie.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I'm
American
cautiously
Made.
optimistic. I didn't love this trailer because based on this is your problem with it. It
Which I'll
is
talk about,
exactly like Blow. Like,
is.
It is exactly like
I felt when I watched this, I've said this to people, but I'm going to tell our viewers at home that I watched this and I feel like Tom Cruise went home one day, popped on Netflix, saw the movie Blow with Johnny Depp, and went, Johnny Depp's really cool. I'm going to make that movie.
I want to be in that movie.
I'm going to make that, and went to his agents and went, let's make that movie. And they went, oh, Tom, Johnny Depp's done that. And he goes, no, we'll make it better. I'll be the pilot this time.
Well, this is what's amazing is that they're both based on true stories. So, which I find really, like, there are obviously a lot of people in America have this story. But I feel made it rich in the drug trade and then it ruined their lives.
And I feel like, me watching these movies, I feel like, I wish I was born back then. All these people that got away with so fucking much. So much. Why wasn't I born back then? If they're making movies about it.
We're very honest people, Nicholas, and we'd never get caught up in such nefarious activities.
Please. If someone walked up to you with a suitcase full of money, Tyson, you'd take it. No? Yes?
What would I have to do, though?
I don't know. They're just going to give it to you.
They're just going to give it to me? No questions asked?
No questions asked.
Just take this
you have to wear it on your back that nothing is going to happen to you for the rest of your life.
But look, I think it looks pretty interesting. Because I like Tom Cruise a lot. I think he's got
I know. A lot of people don't. I think he's great. I think his acting is great. So.
Yeah. And it looks like a lot of fun. There's a little moment in the trailer where he crash lands his plane and he comes out and he's just head to toe covered in cocaine.
Oh.
And it looks very funny.
It does.
But obviously, I can tell you how this is going to go. It's all of these movies. It's Blow. It's fucking Lord of War.
Yeah.
It had the same plot as this.
Same. Yeah.
It's kind of even like
War Dogs. That was the same.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I mean, it's Goodfellas. Like this.
Yeah, it's Goodfellas. Yeah.
It's what makes these movies entertaining is that you ride. It's Wolf of Wall Street. It's a lot of Scorsese movies. Actually, you ride the high of the illegal activity that you're doing.
Yep.
And then eventually it catches up to you.
Yeah. Yeah.
So we are this is just how these movies go. This is how they play out. What makes them interesting is the creative choices, the direction, the performances.
Exactly.
That's what we kind of go to these movies for. We can predict them a mile off, but who knows? This is good pedigree. Doug Liman and Tom Cruise.
Exactly. Have they done?
It's better than
they did something together. Edge of
Tomorrow. They did Edge of
Tomorrow.
Tomorrow.
Yeah.
So this is better than some piece of shit director and
exactly
Dane Cook. Who for some reason just jumped into my head. I'll tell you why when we get to
really?
What did you watch this week?
Oh, okay.
But obviously if it was people I didn't give a fuck about,
exactly,
I would be less interested in the movie. But
yeah,
I think they're good, so I'll give it a watch.
Fair deal. American made.
There you go.
Yeah.
Hey Nick.
Yeah, Tys.
Let's move on.
Yeah, you go first this time.
Should I go first?
Yeah, go on.
Okay, so I'm going to talk. I had a non-movie week this week.
Oh, I like it.
I had completely television week.
Nice.
I watched all television shows.
Yep. Get up to date.
I got up to date on one show in particular.
Okay.
And that's American Gods.
Right.
So we are now 5 episodes deep.
Uh-huh.
And I smashed 2 to 5 out over this week.
Mm-hmm.
They're hour-long episodes, so it's kind of like... So you're watching them...
Yeah.
And you think, I'll smash out like 2 or 3 tonight.
Mm-hmm.
You watch that one and then you get up and you kind of go to the bathroom and you think, I'll grab something to eat. And then it's like, holy shit, it's fucking 10:30. Like, it just...
goes
they're
quick.
long episodes, man.
Right.
So unfortunately, with that and the second show I'm going to talk about, I didn't get to squeeze in a movie, which I'm very upset about.
That's all right.
Because I tried twice, and it's not even worth talking about those ones. Because I turned it off to go watch more fucking American Gods.
Oh, right.
Because I was like, no, I don't have time for a full movie. But I'll watch this 1 hour episode, which is almost a full movie anyway. So, that's my fucking...
Fair deal.
This is how my brain works.
Yeah.
American Gods is excellent. Anyone that's not watching it needs to get right on it.
Okay.
In Australia, it's only available at the moment on Amazon Prime.
Oh, okay.
Amazon Prime Video.
Nice.
Which is cheap, so just... do it anyway. It's like $3.99 or $4.99 a month. It's
really?
way cheaper than Stan or Netflix. It's because their selection is nowhere near as deep,
right.
As either of those. Mm-hmm. But it's a good selection. Like pretty much every movie that's on there is a big kind of blockbuster.
Oh, okay. And there's no double ups. Like you see a lot of things.
Plenty of double ups.
Okay.
But there's quite a few things on Amazon that aren't on either. But there's a couple of double ups.
That's what I look for. That's what I look for.
Yeah, so it's pretty cheap, and I think it's worth it for this show, man. American Gods is out of control good.
My wife just started reading the book last night.
Oh, great!
Yeah.
I would love to read the book because it is bonkers.
It's a
Fat
brick.
one?
It's a brick.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, looks awesome.
Well, there you go. Well,
any standout?
Look, I mean, you've got Gillian Anderson, isn't it? Which I'm fucking loving. Seeing Gillian Anderson again.
Yeah.
She is one of the new gods. She's one of the new gods that's kind of waging war on the old gods. And she plays like media, multimedia.
Yeah.
So she's appeared as Lucy from I Love Lucy on a television.
Right.
And she's appeared as David Bowie.
Oh.
And Marilyn Monroe. So she basically gets to get dolled up in all these fucking costumes.
Nice.
But just be this most like fucking... Oh, she's terrifying. Like she's so scary, but it's wonderful.
Gillian Anderson kind of scares me anyway.
Yeah, she's great, and I didn't even recognize her the first time because she pops up as Lucy from I Love Lucy.
Yeah.
On a bunch of television screens while the main character is in a supermarket.
Yeah.
And she starts talking to him through that. And I was watching, I was like, wow, that's a really good... This looks like Lucy. That's really good. And I was just kind of watching and I was like, I'm going to look up who it was. And I could not believe it was Gillian Anderson. It was crazy. You've got Crispin Glover, the world's craziest man. He's like...
A little bit greedy, but yeah.
He's out of control, this dude.
I want to watch it because I was you know how you flick through whatever social media you got and it came up with this, and Ian McShane's face. I want to see more of him. I love Ian McShane.
I'm a big fan of his too. He's doing really well. He's playing a really interesting character where he gets to be a little bit he gets to be a bit quirky, a bit cheeky, and provide a lot of the comic relief as well at the same time. But you know deep down that he will fuck shit up when he needs to. I love it.
Nice.
It's super violent.
I love that. Just in the past, so I feel it started with True Blood, and then True Blood came out, and then all of the TV shows or production companies went, you know what? Sex sells. Fuck it.
Yeah.
It does sell. Let's just put sex in everything, and they did that. And then Game of Thrones came out, and they went, you know what else sells? Violence. Let's and they've kept on. And I like it. You know what it does? It does the job. Keep it up. Fuck it.
But when you're adapting a story like this, I think I'm excited that we're in a time where you don't have to go, for television though, we're gonna have to cut. We're gonna have to,
exactly.
Like whatever happens in the book, you can pretty much do now.
That's good.
Which is great.
People who aren't as old as us, Tyson, probably don't know what we're talking about though, because
like when TV wouldn't show that.
Wouldn't show those things.
Like you couldn't even have nudity in a television show. Like if it was broadcast on network television, don't even fucking start it.
Exactly,
man.
exactly. And if you were to watch it like a movie on TV, like my wife's one of her all-time favorite movies is Die Hard with a Vengeance.
Sure.
Our first episode.
Yeah, great.
Right. Her tape that she had no swearing. None.
Yeah, they used to cut out the swearing.
So could you imagine Die Hard with a Vengeance with Samuel L. Jackson with no swearing in it? So she watched it like the movie version and went, what the hell is this?
And it blows your mind when you see because there's a few movies and I can't recollect them until I've actually seen the new version of them.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden I'm like, well, I don't fucking remember this. This movie's fucking crazy. But yeah, and like American Gods is it's violent. It's got a heap of sex scenes in it. But
it's adult.
It's very adult, very adult, and
nice.
But like seems to juggle it almost a little bit more effectively than something like Game of Thrones, where it just feels like it's kind of perfunctory. You know, when you're watching Game of Thrones and you're like, I don't need to be. The sex isn't important. It's the conversation that's happening in front of the sex that's important.
Yes.
It just so happens that in the background there are people banging.
Yes.
You know what I mean? And so you watch the show and you're like, you know what? That conversation could have taken place in a different room.
Sure.
In American Gods, it feels very organic to the story. It feels like any time there is... because there is a god that I believe is like Venus or some kind of like god of love or something like that.
Yeah.
And so a lot of her scenes have been based around sex scenes.
Right.
Which makes sense. It's part of the story. Like, you know, it's important to show that element.
Sure.
And that's how most of it feels. So it doesn't feel exploitive.
It feels organic.
Yeah, it feels really organic to the story.
That's
awesome. The violence especially is just... out of control. Out of control.
How does our Lady of the Land? Oh, that's a weird way to put it. Emily Browning.
Emily Browning is really great.
Should I say? I was going to say our home girl. Well, I don't know. No. How does the girl from Australia go?
Australia's own. She would hate that. I get the feeling that she hates everything to do with Australia.
Yeah. To be honest, I'm on her side.
Yeah, very cool. We're a weird bunch, aren't we?
Yeah.
Yeah, look, she's doing really great. This is probably the most that I've seen her.
Oh, okay.
Like even you know, what have I seen really?
You've seen
Lemony Snickets.
You've seen Sucker Punch.
Seen Sucker Punch, but she didn't really do much in Sucker Punch. She kind of she was reactive.
I watched what was the Australian Sleeping Beauty.
Sure, I didn't watch that.
I saw that.
She's excellent. She's actually really great. She's playing a very, very complicated character, and she's doing an exceptionally good job of it.
Cool.
I think everyone is complicated. They're not your black and white kind of character cutouts that you're used to. Everything is very complex.
Nice.
And even I mentioned this, I think, after the first episode. Even the plot, having not read the book.
I think you told me this. Not taping.
We're 5 episodes deep, and it still is very up in the air to as what is murky. Specifically is going on.
Nice. I like that.
And I love that.
I like that.
Yeah, I love that a lot.
What was the other TV show you watched?
Well, we're watching Firefly again. With my girlfriend, because she'd never seen it. And I think we're 4 or 5 episodes into the 14 episode run.
Wow. And
it's just reconfirming my fact.
Absolutely, everything.
That I think it's probably one of the greatest.
Do you have a favorite episode, Thomas?
Yes, it's either.
Whoop. Here we go.
Out of Gas.
Yes, that's mine!
Which is just beautiful.
I love that episode.
See, I always love episodes where they show how characters get to be where they are.
Yes.
For some reason, I've just always loved that that conceit of television shows. One of my favourite West Wing double episodes was, I think it's the start of season 2 or maybe the start of season 3, where they all have their flashbacks to how they came to work for Bartlett on the campaign.
Yeah.
And they're 2 of my favourite episodes.
Amazing.
So yeah, Out of Gas I love, but I also love War Stories.
Really?
The episode where a guy they've previously fucked over comes back and
I remember.
Yeah. And I really love that. There were some beautiful moments in that.
God, it's good. Our Mrs. Reynolds.
But see, even the worst episodes, like I think we watched probably what is regarded as the worst episode last night, which was it's the one called Safe, where the weird town think River is a witch.
Is a witch, yeah.
Still better than 99% of any other television show.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
It was wonderful.
It's just a beautiful show.
It's such a shame that it never got to go further than it did. But having said that, we also have 14 almost perfect episodes of television. Chances are we wouldn't have had that if that show kept going. We would have had, season 1 was really good. Shame about season 3 and 4. Oh man, what the fuck was that? When they brought in the ghost
but
and
what the hell? What was going on there?
And you're just like,
and so and so was doing this, so they weren't in it for that season.
Yeah, exactly.
And, all that stuff.
So we get 14
Fair
perfect
deal.
episodes. So that's and a great movie too. Like I think Serenity is a really
awesome.
great movie.
It is.
Well worth it.
So your partner hasn't seen Serenity?
She's seen Serenity.
She's seen what?
Yeah, it's weird, but you can watch that movie.
You
without
can,
seeing the
but
series,
that kind of I did the same thing with my wife. She never seen Firefly, so she watched Firefly, and then I made her watch Serenity, and there was a lot of at the end of Serenity. There's a lot of jumping up on the couch, going, "Oh my god, what the fuck, Nick, have you done to me?" Yeah, it was good.
Yeah, it's funny. I think. Yeah, it makes watching the series a lot sadder.
It does.
Knowing the way things go down in the movie.
Yeah.
That movie.
Beautiful.
Speaking of movies, strange movies that make me cry. That movie makes me cry. Like out of control,
bawling your eyes out.
Yeah, I love those characters.
No, I've got too much to watch.
Hey Nick, what did you watch?
I watched Nerve.
Oh, yeah.
I watched
Fresh
Nerve.
to Stand.
Fresh to Stand, Nerve. Well, it was on, I remember when the trailer came out, I was like, that actually looks quite interesting.
Yeah, I feel like it's a it's a plot that's been floating around sort of indie films for a little bit.
Okay.
Have you heard of the movie, I want to say Cheap Thrills?
No.
So this was kind of a relatively big indie film just because of the people that were involved with it, which is essentially, I think, a very similar plot to Nerve, where it's the kind of the daring, you to do things.
Thing,
and I think that spurred on a couple of kind of imitation Cheap Thrills, and now we have like the big name version of it, which which is trying to make it sexy for young people.
But that's the thing,
by casting, which Franco is it? Dave Franco.
Yeah, it's Dave. If I saw this though, Tys, are you telling me? Oh no, you haven't seen it.
No, I haven't. I have not seen it. I like Emma Roberts though. I
like Emma Roberts. I think she's gonna, she's just gonna get better and better.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was quite a good movie. If I had seen this in my 20s, in my young 20s, I would have been all over this shit.
Yeah, I get
all over it. But yeah,
would have been like Gossip. Do you remember Gossip?
No, it would have been like Skulls.
Oh,
the Skulls.
Gossip and Skulls were my early 20s. Guys, these movies are fucking rad. You gotta get on this
Urban Legends. Has anyone seen Urban Legends yet?
Disturbing behaviour.
Oh God, I had the disturbing behaviour poster in my.
Are you serious?
Back then, I did.
That's so good.
It was so lame.
Guys.
I don't know how I ever got laid.
Have you seen Disturbing Behaviour? It's so good. It's what it was. It was absolutely that.
It was so terrible. But yeah, for those of you
seen this movie, The Faculty? Oh my God, guys.
Guys. Oh my God.
Do you remember the Josh Hartnett Othello remake?
Yes. Oh,
dude,
God.
that was edgy as fuck.
It was. It was so edgy. It was so good. And have you heard it's based on like a Shakespeare play?
It's totally based. And that's why it's called because it's based on this play called Othello.
Exactly. And Julia Stiles does nothing but does nothing but Shakespeare adaptations because 10 Things is
she was in that Ethan Hawke Hamlet thing as well, I think. That weird one where Hamlet is like a tech genius or some shit. She was in that, I swear.
Fucking hell. Stop. Hang on, wait.
We're sending people who are our age into like a really weird like 2002 spiral.
Yeah, but anyone else is like, what the fuck are these guys
talking about?
Anyway, Nerve. Oh, Jesus.
Josh Hartnett was in a Shakespeare adaptation? What are you talking about?
Josh Hartnett? Wasn't he in The Faculty?
He was in The Faculty. I remember him.
Oh, it's really warm in here now. Okay. So, Nerve.
Yeah.
It's an online dare game which gives participants... I need to write this down because it was actually quite a really good premise. It was quite a really good premise. That's not good English, Tyson. Come on, here we go.
It was or it wasn't, Nicholas?
No, it was. It was. So it's an online dare game which gives participants dares for money, right? But the participants compete with each other as the dares get harder.
Sure.
And it's just really good. So the color palette in this movie was intense. It was so
the poster is just
everything.
Full neo.
Yeah,
Neon.
But that plays out through the whole film, and Apple has kind of a bit to do with this movie. So
no shit, really.
Yeah. So there's a lot of
So they've all got their iPhones on them.
It's a social media game,
right?
Like that's the thing.
Does that mean that they got to actually show real Apple interfaces instead of
believe so,
in every other film where they have that one that is just kind of a knockoff that is just close enough to make you go, oh, that's an iPhone, but that's kind of different.
Well, the movie starts, and when the movie starts up in, I think it's Fox. When it starts up, it has the start of a Mac, that boom thing. Yeah.
Oh, that's so hip.
Yeah, it's very in, but it's really good. It plays with the.
It's really good. You thought it was really good.
Look, it was good.
Okay.
It was good. Had I been in my 20s, it would have been amazing.
Sure.
Do you know what I mean?
I honestly totally know exactly what you're talking about. Yeah.
And it just plays with how our social media life we've all led, and with how many followers and everyone likes and all of this shit.
Yeah.
And but yeah, my only my only niggle at it was because it was set in New York, Tys.
Sure.
And they're playing this online game. In my head, being that age, I was going, guys, you're in New York. There are so many other fucking things you could be doing. Do you know what I mean?
Do anything.
Yeah.
Catch a show?
Anything.
Catch a show on Broadway?
You could go to a jazz club that opens at 1 a.m. or 2 a.m. Come on. There are so many things. You can go to Coney Island.
True.
But yeah, it was good. It's just that unfortunately Nick is now at an age where I'm like, really, kids?
Yeah.
Really?
No, I feel you, man.
But yeah, it was actually good. I'd give it a watch.
Yeah, I think I'm going to watch it.
I think give it a watch.
I feel like it's going to be like a hungover Sunday movie. Where I'm just
Emma Roberts, Dave Franco.
Yeah, I'm big fans of both of them.
A bit of a Sunday movie. Yeah.
Bit of a Sunday hangover movie.
Nice. So, yeah.
Very good. Hey, why don't we...
let's do something.
Let's move on to our feature presentation.
Feature presentation.
And now for our feature presentation.
All right, well, our feature presentation, Nicholas, we are opening a can of worms, if there ever was one.
Bring it on.
We are having our first discussion
I'll
of
eat all these worms.
a superhero film.
Yes.
And I don't think it's any shock to people that...
Who know us.
Well, or who have listened to this podcast.
No, we've been quite good, haven't we?
No, I think we've made it pretty clear.
No, we've made...
how we feel about these things.
That's true.
But,
that's very true.
Superhero movies are kind of our thing.
We love them. Well, we bask in them. We read the comics as kids, and of course, we're kind of just being spoiled now because
we are.
You get, 3 or 4 a year?
At least.
Yeah.
At least, yeah. Especially now that we've got competing studios. And then you've got independent ones where it's kind of like...
You kick ass or
exactly.
Or you're Deadpool out of nowhere.
Yeah, and when we're... Yeah. So it's, we toyed with the idea of it being like a conversation where... a themed conversation based around comic book movies, but I think we open it up,
make our own segment.
It's about superhero movies. So we're not going to do them in any order whatsoever. We're just going to pick randomly out of a hat.
By the way,
yeah,
I love that.
I think it's the best way to do it.
Yeah, literally just
because then we start thinking about things as franchises on a whole and things like that, and we don't want that to occur. We want to keep things independent. We want to talk about the film themselves,
the single themselves. Yeah,
that's it. We've decided to call it "We Are Groot." We Are Groot Volume 1.
We Are Groot Volume 1.
Because We Are Groot, I think, encapsulates something. That was nice.
Was that good?
About what it means. It's a community. People, superhero film lovers they're like horror film lovers. They're a really passionate group of people that care a lot about this genre.
But I feel horror movies don't kind of exclude some people. Some people get squeamish or they don't deal well with the supernatural.
I think some people don't give a fuck about superhero movies.
No, but I think that the superhero movie, even if you don't know the backstory to Captain America or even Wonder Woman,
sure,
you can watch them and go, man, that was decent. That was really decent. And from that, you will find out, different things.
Yeah, and look, I mean, I know people that just don't care.
Oh, me too.
And that's totally fine. And they're living in a kind of sad place at the moment because this is the wondrous time that we dreamed of as kids, where it was just like, oh my God, I can go to a movie and see Iron Man, Thor, Captain America,
Superman, Batman, Spider-Man, Wonder Woman.
Like, it's ridiculous.
Yeah.
So we're in a wondrous time, and I feel like we're all celebrating that together. So for our first edition of We Are Groot, we decided we're just sticking one in the middle out of the hat. We're going to talk about Batman Returns.
Yeah.
1992's Batman Returns, the second of the first kind of wave of Batman films.
That's true. Tim
Burton's Batman Returns. So, Nicholas,
go on.
Why don't we kick it off with a little conversation in regards to...
Go on.
We were obviously kids. We were around 10 or 11.
That's true.
When this came out.
Yep.
How big a place did this movie play in your childhood? Compared
Huge.
Compared to the first
Batman.
The
first Batman. Yeah. This was a lot bigger, actually, because the first Batman I saw, but I wasn't as excited. I didn't know... There was the lead up. Because I'd seen the first Batman and the next one was coming out, it was like, oh my God, a bigger and better,
Yeah.
Catwoman, Penguin, all
friend of the
stuff.
podcast, Jemima, our previous guest.
Our previous guest,
See our episode on Rush Hour.
Yeah.
Jemima Bucknell. She did comment on one of our things about how the promotional material for this film was her childhood. And I have to agree.
Really?
I think
You remember it.
The bat,
it just has...
the cat, and the penguin.
Yeah.
That
it was everywhere, wasn't it?
Was everywhere. Absolutely everywhere. This might have been the first movie that I have a really clear recollection of marketing for the movie.
Oh, okay.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
Like, I know the first Batman was huge. Like, I know that they went all out. But I was 8 or whatever, 7 or 8.
Nothing.
I think I might have been just a little bit too young to really comprehend it. But now I'm 10, 11... I've got much fuller formed memories.
Yeah.
I remember Batman Returns was huge.
Yeah.
Like, it was the biggest deal.
It was so huge. I remember when, I think it was this one, where Maya in the city back when it was Dimeroo? Is that what it was called? Dimeroo?
Dimeroo?
Yeah, I think that's
Holy
what it's called.
shit.
Yeah.
You've just blown my mind.
Are you okay?
Like, oh my God.
Yeah,
I remember Dimeroo.
So
That was such a huge deal for like 3 weeks, and then no one gave a fuck.
Yeah.
Again.
So in Maya, they actually brought the Batmobile, or one of the Tim Burton Batmobiles, into the shopping center, and you could line up and have a Polaroid and a Polaroid, and because you didn't have to go and sit and wait for it to be developed, you literally just punched out and were handed a Polaroid. So me and my brother were there, and because my parents are quite were wild childs into their having their kids.
Oh, bless them.
My mum and dad whispered to me, because you had a barrier and you couldn't, you had quite a depth before you could touch it. So we're standing in front of it, and my mum and dad go, touch it. So I turned around and just went and put my hand on it. The guy came up and went, hey, you're not allowed to do that. And went and swiped it, and I was like, yes, I touched the Batmobile.
Yeah,
it was huge.
That's pretty cool.
But yeah, this was huge. This was huge for me. I didn't get to when this finally came out. I didn't see it at the cinema.
Sure.
I had to wait for video.
Okay.
And then I remember I was getting babysat by my nana, and we went to the video store, and it was there. I was like, oh my God, Batman. I was like, no, can we have this? She's like, no, this is rated PG. And I was like,
You're a parent?
So?
You'll be guiding.
She's like, no, I'm sorry, you can't. And we didn't get it. And it was, I remember that so Grandma. Vividly. Fuck you, Nana. I love you so much, but God damn. But yeah, I did watch it, and it was huge.
Eventually,
it was huge, Tys.
I was just thinking in my head, I have
because I don't
very
remember my
clear
first
memory
viewing.
of watching Batman Forever at a cinema. I definitely saw that.
I saw that, and that marketing. That I remember. That was huge. That was the McDonald's cups and all of that stuff. Yeah,
I remember seeing that at the Doncaster Twin back before Doncaster was even a shopping centre that you wanted to visit. Back when it was Divesville, and they had a twin cinema. They had 2 cinemas. That was it.
Everyone was going to Dimeroo.
Of course. Why would you want to go anywhere else?
Yeah.
But I'm not sure if I saw this at the cinema.
Right. I don't think I did. And I
feel
really
like I would have, but I don't have the full recollection of it. Not like I do of the fucking advertising campaign. That thing was crazy.
Huge, man.
Having said that,
go on.
It's funny how out of the 4, it's probably the least I've seen.
Whoa, really?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay. This is the most I've seen.
Oh, really? Interesting. Yeah. Very interesting.
Yeah.
I had I had the VHS box set of all 4 of them, and as a late teenager, so because I think Batman and Robin was 96 or 97, so by the time I was 18, I had the box set with all 4 of them.
Right, and
I tended to watch 1 and 3 the most.
Okay,
I would
Forever is quite good.
I wouldn't say
because
it's
of the Riddler.
Good. It's it's.
That's awesome.
It's gotten.
I wouldn't say it's good.
It was good in 1998.
It was, yeah.
It's aged horribly.
It hasn't,
to the point where it's almost worse than Batman and Robin, I think.
Because
Batman and Robin has this really amazing camp value to it. Like I hate it too.
I hate Batman and Robin so much.
It's so watchable for that reason.
Do you realise we're going to have to watch Batman and Robin because of this?
Of course.
Okay, awesome.
Whereas Batman Forever is now just kind of tacky.
I think you'll be surprised. When was the last time you watched Forever?
Maybe 3 or 4 years.
Oh, okay, yeah. Okay.
The last time I watched it, it was really hard work. Really,
to be honest, it is just a Jim Carrey movie.
It
is
awful in that movie. Tommy Lee Jones is worse too. Like,
oh my
God, the 2 of them are just awful.
They're not great.
And let's get back to Batman Returns. It's such a huge step down.
It is, isn't it?
In the villains,
massively.
Especially in the villains,
massively. Like this is, and especially, I know Schumacher was going for something different, But this is dark, Tys.
It's super
the
dark.
start of this is intense.
The start is super intense. Yeah, I love it. I think it's wonderful.
I wrote down that the intro to this, to the film and to the Penguin, is kind of, it's not making a statement, but it's saying something with how dark it is. That this sort of, yes, this is Batman, but this is not really a kids movie. Does that make sense?
No, but it immediately feels like a different franchise.
Yeah.
Like it's
absolutely.
It's far more, and I think it's it started a bit of a trend in Batman films where the cold open, if you will,
go on,
isn't about Batman always.
No, that's true.
You know what I mean? And it seems it's actually a kind of a relatively common
which is good
trait.
Yeah.
But Batman and Robin, for instance, Batman is there, but it's about Freeze.
Yeah.
Like, it's introducing us to Freeze.
Yeah.
Batman Forever, it's the same thing. It's introducing us to Two-Face. Batman shows up, but it's not about Batman.
Totally.
It's about
introducing the
This one was
villain.
The purest form of that. Like it literally gives us our villain origin story as the cold open.
As the open, That's
which
so
is
true,
something like, which is more akin to Dark Knight and Dark Knight Rises. Which gives us like these mini movies
which was so good.
which are great, which are two definitely highlights of both of those films.
Yeah. But just how dark was that? The eating of the cat, which is there's some comedy elements to that. But
but I think it's played for the grotesque,
the scariness,
and I mean that
in
like the theatrical format. Like, I don't mean like, oh, it's gross.
No,
I mean like it's grotesque. It's over the top.
Fearsome.
It's a very,
and especially with how still and just blank the parents are.
and they're straight out of Edward Scissorhands or something. Like,
so good, so good.
Yeah, and it's so fucking Burton, this movie.
Yes.
Like, it's disgustingly so.
Which I love, though.
Because this is Burton's peak time
this is
for
his
me.
Peak.
So
yeah, exactly.
I think this is when he really, really was onto something, and unfortunately,
I just feel
time caught up to him, and it no longer matters. Like, well, it's no longer. It's no
I just
longer
feel that he lost
something that we want to see.
Yeah, lost his luster.
I think he's still trying to make the same movie. This is my problem.
Wow, really?
I don't think he's moved on with the times as much.
No, but I like... Yeah, okay. I see where you're getting at.
I think
But I just feel that, starting off with... Pee Wee Herman, but starting off with Beetlejuice, then going to Edward Scissorhands, then Batman, then this Batman... And then there was two more after this. Oh, Ed Wood and Mars Attacks.
Ed Wood is a fucking masterpiece.
Yeah, Mars Attacks is where he's like...
That's almost the cutoff point, really.
It is.
Like the clear
I'm not going
to do...
I'm going to take other adaptations now, and I'm going to redo them rather than...
I quite like Big Fish.
I like Big Fish.
That's a beautiful film.
I haven't seen it in a while. But yeah, apart from that... You could take anything else after that, and it is rubbish.
I like Sleepy Hollow a lot, actually.
Oh, no, Sleepy Hollow, obviously. Yeah.
But no, I do agree Mars Attacks is the kind of...
Planet of the Apes.
The point,
Planet of the Apes is where you just go,
that's awful. No, but it is Mars Attacks, because I don't think Mars Attacks is a very good film. I think it's...
I like Mars Attacks.
I had real trouble with.
Really?
And to me, that's the defining moment where everything up to that point... Even if it wasn't
Sleepy Hollow was
amazing,
that
was.
But yeah, I know what you're saying.
It was 98 or so, I think.
Yeah.
There was a very clear point of split.
Yeah,
where
he stopped something.
The magic of what he did kind of wore off, I think. Yeah. But this is peak Burton, and the movie kind of shows it too. Yeah. Like, the movie is. So, like, it could
all
be
the elements,
right down to the fucking the Christmas and the snow,
yes, or the umbrella, like Penguin's umbrella. That is a Burton drawn umbrella.
But you're totally right. A lot of this, you can see the storyboards. You can actually
see the
you can tell exactly what he was going for with it, because it is just so distinctively him.
Yeah, man.
And I think it makes it a better movie than the first one. I don't know.
It is for me. It is for me, but this is just my. This is where your opinion comes into it. Yeah,
it depends what you want your Batman movie to be. I think
exactly.
And I feel like,
do you feel that your Batman movie should be about Batman? Because this is essentially more of a villain story.
This is not about Batman.
No, this is not at all.
Batman himself, unfortunately, is not. He's not given the weight that he potentially could in this kind of story. I think there's opportunities for a lot of really weighty Batman psychology
scenes in this. Yeah, that's true.
That we don't really get.
No.
Which is unfortunate because you're wasting Michael Keaton by not really delving into some of this stuff. Because
you are, but I like that he takes a little bit of a backseat to Michelle Pfeiffer and Danny DeVito. I feel to be honest, if you're gonna lose,
I don't hate it. I'm okay with. I'm fine with it. Yeah. And I don't think it makes it a worse movie.
No. If you're gonna lose something, lose a little bit more of Max Schreck and bring up Batman.
Yeah, Christopher Walken, I don't really like in this film.
What?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
I don't like it a lot. What he's doing, I think he does some interesting stuff, and I think he what he does really well is quietly threatening.
Yeah.
The way
he's
that
scary.
He can be
Walken
scary.
Is scary
with,
just on his own.
But I think too often he slips into
crazy.
He's walking like mob boss walking, where everything's all a bit kind of it's a bit wacky, and I don't know.
I love him.
And what's with his son? Oh my god, his son.
That was
Chip.
Hilarious.
Is it Chip?
Chip. Yeah.
That's funny. That's a Burton thing. Let's have the big dumb son.
Can I ask you?
Yes.
For me, this Danny Elfman's theme of this Batman is on par with the John Williams. It's on par. It's when I hear this Danny Elfman theme,
I feel like it might be my favorite theme. I think it might be my favorite theme.
Over John Williams?
Yeah, I think maybe.
Tyson! Oh shit!
Because it's perfect.
Yeah, it's moodier.
Like
it's darker.
I don't know, man. I don't know.
Really?
That's a big
I
call.
think you need a
It's a huge
it's
call.
It's a massive call. I think you need next time you're walking down the street with headphones in, just pop on John Williams and watch how differently you walk. When
it's not that part's not my favorite part of the Superman theme.
Oh really?
No, it's not. It's the
you like the
It's all that stuff that I like. That's my favorite part.
But yeah, it is. It's on par.
It's beautiful.
Amazing.
It's so effective.
Amazing.
And it's funny because I can't help but feel like I love the Batman animated series incredibly,
which they used,
which they ended up using this theme. This also feels like the movie that kind of is closest to that as well,
closest to
the animated series, the kind of the quirkiness of of the cartoon elements. I think the architecture is a little bit. It's close. It's starting to be. It's closer than it was in the first Batman. Yeah, definitely.
It's a bit more in Batman Returns. It's a bit more Burton, whereas the animated series is very much.
It's got this 50s kind of vibe.
It's a noir.
On.
It's a noir type.
But the elements of that the animated series, I feel like are were kind of like a combination of this and the gritty noir that they wanted from the 50s. I think they took most emphasis from this because I don't think there's anything really in the first one. I don't think
there are some elements, but he had more leeway with this one. Tim, when they asked him back to do a sequel, and he said, "Okay, but I'm going to do it the way that I want to a bit more."
Absolutely.
And
as if you would. It's so seriously. Fucking obvious. Yeah. Like there is not great. A moment of this that does not feel like it actually had Burton's.
The Arctic Zoo, like that is all Burton.
It's all Burton.
Frozen animals and all that stuff.
Yeah.
Amazing.
I love the use of the way they establish place in this film is because it's generally all done with like miniatures and stuff.
Yes, or matte paintings.
And it's just beautiful.
I miss matte paintings.
And and because it gives you the opportunity to have that kind of slightly grotesque element to it. Like everything is a little askew. Everything is a little bit kind of Burton-y, I guess, is the way to put it, because that's what he kind of that's his bread and butter.
Yeah, and this is I put this down as a note that not that I want to compare. You can't not compare Batman's, right? So to compare Tim Burton's to Nolan's, okay, only a little bit.
Yeah,
I slightly prefer Burton's because he creates the world that you're going to see with the matte paintings and the miniatures and things like that. Whereas, you know, in Tim Burton's, Gotham City is dense and it's layered, and those city shots are, you know, you've got so many buildings in there that you don't really know how far Gotham is. You don't know how big it is. Yeah. It's never aerial shot. Rather than Nolan's setting, to me, it's just New York or Chicago dressed up a little.
Yes,
does that make sense?
100%. I completely agree.
This is why
I like the comic book elements of the architecture of Burton's world, like, because it feels more fantastic to me.
Yeah,
like
exactly.
It feels like it belongs in a comic book. But you know, to me, the Nolan Batmans, I think in Batman Begins he tried to do that a little bit more.
Yeah,
I feel like the geography elements, like especially that last sequence where they're in
the Narrows and all that stuff.
Yeah. And he's on the train, so you see a lot more of the city.
Yeah, yeah.
I feel like he tried to do a bit there, but by the time we get to Dark Knight and Dark Knight Rises, it's just a city.
Yeah,
and it's
which is fine because he was basing it in reality.
Yeah,
and that's a way that he wanted to go.
He basically said, no. What if Batman existed in a completely normal civilization?
Yeah,
like
exactly.
And that's kind of. That's the basis for that entire trilogy. Like, how does a character like the Joker exist
exactly
in our world?
You make him a fucking scary terrorist.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And, you know, so the world that they inhabited had to feel familiar. This is allowed to feel completely foreign.
Yeah.
And it should.
Yeah.
Because, you know, it has no sense of time. It feels kind of there's 50s elements, but there's early 90s stuff as well. And then some of the music is like super 80s and stuff.
Yeah.
So like it floats in between any sense of geography or time, really.
Yeah, yeah. And then you get girls just coming out and lighting up trees, Tys.
Yes, exactly. You have these kind of really
just bizarre,
like strange
really
rituals and stuff.
Yeah, yeah.
It
was so good.
Yeah, it's a very effective piece of world building that Burton has done, I think. Which is probably it's primarily why I think this movie works, because without it, I don't think it would work. I think most of the other elements would feel really unnatural in this world. It's only because of what Burton is able to create to house it all that I think that it works.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Speaking of, let's talk about what's housed in that world.
Go for it. What do you want to start with?
Who should we start with? Can we start with... Let's start with Danny DeVito. Because,
okay, yeah. Right. No, let's start with Danny DeVito.
Should we start with the Penguin?
Yeah, let's start with the Penguin.
Let's start with the Penguin.
Oh, I love this Penguin.
So
the design... So reading comics, coming from comics.
Sure.
This design is completely different from anything anyone had ever seen.
Of course.
Yeah.
What I found really interesting about this version is, like, is he part penguin?
Yeah.
Like, this is where it gets really wild. Because I remember when I was watching it for a kid, I don't think I ever put two and two together.
No. I just thought it was weird.
Like, he's born, you know, deformed. And I just assumed that he was born deformed.
Right.
And based on his upbringing...
Deformed like what, though? What did you think? Like he had a hump, or... He had three eyes.
He's got a fucked up face, and his hands are messed up and stuff. And it's because his upbringing, he has assimilated with the penguins.
Right.
But watching it now, I'm like, that there are certain things that he's doing that make him actual part penguin.
Yeah.
And I'm like, what's going on there? Has he got the DNA of a penguin in him?
Yeah.
That's a really...
What have you been doing, Mrs. Cobblepot?
Yeah, exactly. That's kind of fucked up.
Yeah.
Or maybe
Mr. Cobblepot.
It's the nature versus nurture. Maybe the power of being raised by penguins was enough to make his body.
That's true.
Assume some of the traits of penguins. It's fucked up. Is basically what I'm saying.
I love it. I love it so much.
I love it because it's I don't think the Penguin would have ever really worked in Nolan's
no.
world.
No, it would have to be a different character. So
it would have ended up being like
Carmine
Falcone. Falcone. I combined both these names.
You were getting there.
Falcone. It would have been like a Falcone.
Yeah, it would have been a mob boss. Yeah.
He would have been like a short, stocky kind of. Maybe he's got a big nose, but that just happens to be part of it.
Exactly.
And he's got a high voice, and he has the monocle. It would have been like Burgess Meredith in the old one.
Exactly.
And he just they would have played him as like a really ruthless crime boss. Though.
Have you played the games at all? The Arkham games?
No, I haven't.
So in that, the Penguin, for starters, he's British. So he's geezer British. So he's right,
nice.
There you go.
Yeah, okay, great.
And then from that, he gets into, you don't really know, but instead of the monocle, someone has shoved broken a bottle off in his eye. So the bottom of the bottle is the monocle of his eye.
What?
So that's how that's happened. And so someone has then broken his hands, and so he has these fingers wrapped. So that's how the Penguin is in the game.
That's badass.
Yeah. And he's all, you're going all right, and all that stuff, which is such a beautiful spin on the Penguin, which is so great.
Yeah.
But I would have actually liked to see what Nolan had done.
No, because I think it would have watered it down a little bit too much.
Yeah, he would have just been like one of the guys surrounding the table where Joker shows your magic trick.
I mean, you think about something like even the treatment of Scarecrow, I think, is borderline a bit too normal.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yes, totally.
Whereas it's kind of like you had to normalize it so much that you've taken away a bit of his power in a sense.
Yes.
So imagine how much they would have had to normalize the penguin to get away with it.
He would have been a bit boring.
I think it would have been a bit boring. Yeah.
Whereas this would have been a gangster with like a penguin tat or something.
This is the complete opposite. Tim Burton's just gone, you know what? No, let's make him fucking part penguin.
And his body is so
disgustingly
weird in that, like, he's got black boots and that
he's all just top
in pajama.
Yeah. he's like
he's all top half.
He's like the guys in he did a similar design for the Alice in Wonderland remake. He's like Tweedledee and Tweedledum.
Yeah.
Except that he used CGI for them and
and this looks way better.
This looks fucking way better. Way better.
Yeah. So every time I watch this, I'm kind of skipping to my end of the Penguin bit. Well, I want to say a little bit more, but
that's all right.
Every time I watch this, I feel sorry for the Penguin.
No, and you know what? That he's achieved that very well,
and he does it on. I feel that he does it on purpose because you got to think of Tim Burton as the creator of this. He's going to look at. Hang on, I'm getting away from it. Hang on. So the Penguin doesn't start off as an evil villain. I feel that he's pushed by Max. I think that all he wants to do is find out who his parents were and then join society in some way, rather than live down in the sewer. Does that make sense?
I think there are elements of that, but I feel like
he does have an agenda. I feel he doesn't have an agenda.
He does have an agenda because he's writing down all the names of the firstborns.
No, but I feel that he only did that because Max has pushed him to a certain point. He wouldn't have done that.
No, that's pretty early, though. That's the first thing he does when he goes to the Hall of Records. So I think he's always had
an agenda
to exact some kind of revenge for what's happened to him. But I don't think it's anywhere near as...
But I think in the end, he gets pushed. Like,
it's definitely, in the end, he's pushed because...
Because of Max and then because of being foiled by Batman... Then he's pushed
He's constantly rejected throughout the whole movie.
Yeah, exactly. From society, from
people
Max.
turn on him so quickly. Max turns on him. Catwoman turns on him.
Yep.
Yes. So he's very clearly designed to be the tragic villain. Like it's Phantom of the Opera style
exactly.
stuff.
Exactly.
Which I think is almost entirely effective. It does kind of rob us of a true antagonist, though, I guess.
I kind of like it.
No, look,
because
I'm
the antagonist is Max.
Yeah, but see, and I agree with you, the antagonist is Max, but he spends a great deal of this movie having no real power
really
in any
anything.
circumstance.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, you know that he's just going to get shat on at all times, and he spends the entire finale in a cage.
Yeah,
and so it means that we're kind of robbed of a real any kind of narrative momentum into the finale. I
think.
Yeah. Not so much getting to the finale while we're in the finale though.
Yeah.
Because we know that.
I know what you mean.
Because obviously, we're kind of. I'll end up. We'll have to introduce another character now. But once you've got Catwoman in there, and it becomes. Penguin's not going to be a true physical threat.
No.
Once the Penguins, the Penguin Army, which is the fucking greatest thing in the world, by the way.
Yeah.
I love that we're watching this movie and we get to a point where we accept the fact that a Penguin Army exists.
Yeah.
We're just kind of like,
oh, okay.
Yeah, fuck
Penguin Army.
Penguin Army. Let's do this shit. Like that's the power of Tim Burton, by the way. Tim Burton
absolutely.
can make you accept the most ridiculous things as normal in his universe.
Why wouldn't it be normal? Yeah.
But yeah, when you get to that finale where it's pretty much Batman, Catwoman kind of fighting for...
You're on the Penguin's side.
The Penguin is done by that point.
Yeah.
He's already... that he might turn up again, but he's not going to,
He's not going to be great.
He might have that final kind of... Yeah, like it's like the end of Scream. You might have the moment where he comes back for one last thing and then someone does something. But he's lost all his power at that point anyway. And so it ends up just being a kind of it's a battle for, I guess, Catwoman's sanity, kind of.
Yeah.
In the finale.
Like that
I'm not saying I don't like it. I'm saying that it's an interesting way to present
it's not a
superhero movie for us.
Yeah, it's not a normal boss fight or the end of
It's not even
Iron
that I
Man
need a boss fight.
It's
that I like there to be
a plan to be foiled.
Well, not
I'm
even
going to
that.
save the world.
There need just stakes that aren't entirely personal.
Right. No, I like that.
Look, don't get me wrong, I do like it. But I think what makes a really good film, like let's say Civil War, which the stakes are almost entirely personal at the end.
Yeah.
The resulting consequences of that are a lot bigger.
Yes.
Than the consequences of whether or not
Catwoman. And there's still Zemo to get put in the cage. But yes.
Do you know what I mean? Like, so the consequences of Catwoman's, whether or not she will give up her Catwomanness and they will have babies.
Right.
That's not a consequence on the level as what the fuck is going to happen to the Avengers now.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Oh,
so
absolutely.
while I like that the stakes are very personal, I don't think the consequences are as
and that's what you feel that
enveloping.
Affects the ending of
a little bit. I feel like it's just a slight kind of like, that was cool.
Yeah.
Max got burnt to a crisp, and
I think think the reason that works for me so much that it does it doesn't fizzle out, but it kind of just ends on a. Okay, so that didn't go as planned. I don't know what the plan was, but I don't know if it goes as planned.
That is effective.
That's why I kind of like it, because it is... It's not your traditional... It's almost like an episode of Batman. This is what happened.
Sure, yeah, I get
rather than a $1 billion movie with a massive ending.
Yeah, of course.
It ends like, no. Some things don't end in
I feel
how you think it.
For sure.
But yeah.
And I reiterate, I don't think it's a bad ending at all. I think it's
absolutely.
It's
just a different ending.
It's a very different
one.
To. And it is. It's kind of rare for these films to have something that is that insular, I think.
Yeah.
Because really, aside from the Penguin Army stuff, which really never feels like a real threat.
It's not a threat.
Like we know that like that's not going to go down. Like we just
exactly.
we're so attuned to that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
That it's so obviously a final ploy of the villain that's never going to work out.
Yeah.
And so
but that ending where the penguins come out and
give him like the funeral,
and give him a funeral and drag him into the water.
Yeah,
that gets me every time.
Super,
and with the score underneath that, I'm like, oh,
yeah.
Even though you know, it's obvious that they're animatronic penguins. That's not the point. The point is that what is Tim Burton creating for you to look at? And
for sure. All right, and they're really effective. The animatronic penguins, they're really great design.
Great.
And there's a mix of there's some real ones in there and some CGI ones and stuff like that. But that one at the end, they're all because there's certain things you just can't train penguins to do.
Exactly.
But they're the look of them is super convincing. And
I love the penguin.
Yeah,
he's so good. And what do you think about the Red Triangle Gang?
Circle Gang.
Isn't it Red Triangle Gang?
No, they got a circle on their eye, don't they?
I thought it was a triangle.
Is it really a triangle?
I have to look it up.
We'll have to look it
damn it. Yeah, what do you think about the circus gang?
I feel like it's...
Do you like them? Do you think it's just a little bit of a Tim Burton?
I feel like it's giving Tim Burton an excuse to be Tim Burton-y.
Yeah, man.
They feel more like they should be the Joker's henchmen, I think.
Yeah, okay.
They don't feel like... But then again, they kind of... Obviously, they've incorporated the thing that the Penguin was... while he was also raised by penguins, he did spend some time in a zoo. In a circus.
Yeah.
As the aquatic boy or whatever. So...
No, it was Red Triangle Gang.
Red Triangle Gang.
Yeah.
All right, well, there you go.
Sorry.
So... I guess they're fine to be there.
Yeah.
But they just feel like
I like that they're so diverse.
They are very diverse.
Very different. You know, you've got your strong man, you've got your scary woman that just
the
stares
poodle,
there with
the poodle trainer.
The poodle trainer.
Yeah, I like her.
Yeah.
I like her a lot.
Guy with swords, guy with bazooka.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
look, it's, you know, we know why they're there. It's because you can't make the penguin a formidable physical force, so we need to have a physical threat. Something, whether it's by numbers, sheer numbers of them. Yeah, he needs to punch some people.
Yeah.
And we know that it's just watching him punch the penguin, because even the bit at the end where the penguin kind of tries to be physical with him, he jumps on him and stuff, and it's just kind of like, it's not. It's actually, it's kind of sad by that point. Anyway,
I do kind of like it though. I do like it. Like, without the umbrella, the penguin is kind of not really a threat.
No,
and
he's not.
And he gets rid of that quite quickly.
Yeah,
like he's like, calm down, you little midget.
And that's what it feels like. It's kind of just like, it's a bit pathetic by that point, when you're just kind of like, we take no joy in seeing the penguin get the shit beaten out of him.
No, and by this side, to be honest, almost at that point, because of the penguins, you're on the penguin's side almost. You're siding with him.
It's not that we're on his side. I think that we can just be in. We can feel the pity for him.
Yeah,
that's true. It's not. It's a different. We don't relish his defeat like we do certain villains.
Totally.
Where we're just like, fuck yeah. America, fuck yeah.
Eat that, Dr. Octopus, fucking bitch.
Oh, no, but Dr. Ock is one of them too.
That's
sad. That's
fuck off. No, I can't wait till we get to that
one.
Can I ask you? Can I ask you a question?
Sure.
Now, this is kind of a blanket. We'll come back to this, I'm sure, when we come back to another Batman. But where in the spectrum of Batmobiles does this one sit? Because for me,
yes,
this is the top.
I like this Batmobile a lot.
This is the top.
A lot. This is how I imagine the Batmobile to be.
Is it because we grew up with this Batmobile?
Maybe.
Is this because this is our Batmobile?
No, because the Batman Forever one, it's too fucking fancy and shit. It's got all these like see-through bits. Yeah. Oh, no. That's horseshit. I agree. I feel like this is the winner.
This is the winner?
This is the winner.
Yeah.
And the Batman and Robin one is so fucking...
But
tricked out. It's like Pimp My Ride made a Batmobile. The Batman and Robin one.
To be honest, I think I'd rather Pimp My Ride than a tank.
Yeah, look, but this is what I mean. This is why...
Oh, this is the reality version. Good point.
We have to accept certain things in the Nolan ones. And look, 9 times out of 10, everything he did was really effective, but it does rob us of certain elements.
Yes.
Like, we don't get a badass Batmobile.
Tricked out
we
Batmobile.
get the Tumbler, which is cool. Don't get me wrong, which is super
Everyone
cool.
went nuts for it when it came out,
but it's not a Batmobile.
It's not a Batmobile.
It's different.
Yeah,
it doesn't feel like his costume is like
parachute. It's for spelunking.
Yeah, exactly. It serves like a very functional purpose.
Exactly, and it's spray painted black.
And so
this is actually
the costume. This is the ridiculousness of a man dressing up as a bat.
Yeah.
Whereas in those ones, it's almost he gets away with it because it's armor basically.
That's true. Yeah.
This doesn't have that kind of armor quality to it anymore. Because I mean, how easy does he just rip off the top of his cow?
I know.
And it's just like
it's so rubbery.
That was just rubber the whole time. Why are you even wearing this? That bit always rubbed me the wrong way, where I was like, if he could just rip it off that easily, what's stopping any villain from just going...
ripping it off, or just shooting it?
And how did it not get fucked up before then?
Yeah, good point. I never thought of that. Wow.
I just assumed it was much harder material than that.
Yeah, me too. Oh, that ruined that for me.
Yeah, do you know what I miss? I miss the yellow emblem on the chest.
You missed that big...
The yellow and black.
The yellow and black.
Yeah.
It was nice, wasn't it?
It was good, really good to see it again. And because despite how... When I think of the colour palettes of these films, I feel like the first one had a bit more of a sepia kind of palette.
There was a lot more colours too in that one, in the first one, because of the Joker as well.
Yes.
This one
feels really
washed.
black and white, like really silver. Yes. But to have that yellow of the chest plate really sticks out, and it just looks wonderful. I think
it looks awesome. So awesome.
Yeah, so awesome. Should we talk Michelle Pfeiffer?
Shall we open this can?
Yeah.
Because this is a big can.
Is it a can for you?
This is a lovely can. Oh,
I'll
drink it up.
Fucking love her in this movie.
I believe this was the first Michelle Pfeiffer movie for me.
It probably would have been for me too, yeah.
But this is insane. I love this. No one has even come close to this Catwoman for me.
Yeah, look, Anne Hathaway I enjoyed quite a bit, but it's the same deal. It's she's Catwoman in name only. She's a character that is, she's a thief.
Sure.
She's got some sass about her.
A bit of tech to her,
and they have quite good chemistry together, I think, in that film.
Sure,
but it's not my Catwoman is a little bonkers.
Yeah,
and she does this so well.
She is spot on the mark in this.
She is just great.
And now, is there something? There's something a little bit supernatural about her, about the Catwoman birth. For starters, she gets thrown out of it feels like a 10-story building.
Yes, but I think we're meant to assume that the little Hello Kitty style
is already in
things that she hits on the way down. The
covers.
Yeah, that they act as like a break of the fall.
Oh yeah, she doesn't. Yeah. So she doesn't completely die.
I don't think we're meant to assume that she's brought back to life.
Right. Okay.
By the cats.
All right.
I've always read it as it's a psychotic break of some description.
Right.
That
that was
the moment, and it just so happens that
cats come out of everywhere and start chewing on it.
Well, you can't. I mean, that's the mystical properties part of it, that all the cats come out of nowhere. But I love it. Yeah. But I love that Burton just embraces that part of it.
Yeah.
And he even did it with the first one. Like, he went all out and was just he fell into the vat of acid. Yep. It was all that kind of shit. Yep. You talk about The Dark Knight, how every man and his dog's got the theory about Heath Ledger. He was a war veteran, or and he tells the three different stories to because Nolan understands that any origin story won't be good enough.
No, exactly. He is won't
feel right.
But you're
in
not
that
meant
world.
To feel.
In this world, the guy falling into a vat of acid and it turning his face white feels normal.
Yeah.
This world, the guy becoming half a penguin feels normal.
Yeah,
so
exactly.
Having her fall on the ground and a bunch of cats bring her give her superpowers feels normal.
Exactly. But I like that you said that this is sort of the tipping point. She was already a little bit nuts, and this is the tipping point.
You can tell that she's trying really hard to hang on to that last bit of sanity. Because
exactly.
when she comes home,
hey honey, hello.
Everything is just like...
But I like that what I was going to say is because of this, the transformation starts with the cats, but it also follows into the next scene.
Yes.
Where you see a woman who's just kind of had enough of everything and had enough with what life has dealt her.
Yes,
of
course.
So with her little small pink apartment with her little stuffed toys and the men in her life kind of not taking her seriously.
Yes.
And then she just snaps.
For sure.
And just loses it. And it's a complete transformation. And it's one that we haven't seen, I think, before or since.
It is...
But my favourite thing with this, with what Michelle does with this role, is that she does it so well. Like, clearly,
she's
knows
so fucking good.
She knows the role so well. She hits the mark. Selena is in the, as much as in the comic as in this, she's cynical. I love that she pokes fun at Alfred and Vicky Vale in the same thing.
Yeah.
But yeah, delivering her lines so dry and just being very murky with where she is, what side, because Catwoman never had. You don't know what side she's on. Whatever comic you pick up, you don't know whether she's fighting with Batman or she's siding with Joker or the Penguin.
Sure.
So it was sort of that in this movie as well, which I love that they played to.
Oh, well, yeah, and I think it was... I think rewatching it, you forget just how much she's really not a villain in this movie.
Yeah.
Like, it's like she plays it for the first 25 minutes.
She does what she wants to.
She tries it on for size and realizes that it's not really her thing.
Yeah.
And you get these wonderful scenes of her kind of...
Yeah, that's true. She kind of sticks up for the Ice Princess. You were going to scare the Ice Princess.
Like,
that's true. Yeah.
The way she is around Bruce and then ultimately around Batman, you can tell that it's really kind of hard for her. She doesn't want to actually be the villain.
No, she doesn't want.
But she's driven by this kind of
she
revenge.
She doesn't want to stay with Bruce either.
Well, see, it's funny because I feel like she would. I get the vibe that she would
if Max Shrek wasn't there.
Yeah, I get the vibe that her drive for revenge is too strong,
right?
And at the end, it's more about she thinks that she's done too much.
Right.
Like, that she's gone too far. That's why she can't be with him at the end.
Okay.
But I think if perhaps their lives were different, she would have... I think her and Bruce would be great together.
Okay.
Because they actually are very similar. And look, it's
that's why
it's blatantly stated towards the end of the film.
Yeah.
With...
split down.
We're split right down the center.
Yeah.
Which...
You like that?
I do like it. I do like it in theory, but I don't think the Batman we get in this film
is
split down the center at all. He seems to handle being Batman and Bruce Wayne very well.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, he's got a handle on.
He's got a real handle on it. We don't really see any of the struggle for that, which is a shame because Michael Keaton. That's what he did. I think that's what he did very well.
Yeah, that's very true. Can I ask a question?
Sure.
Who's your Batman?
Michael Keaton.
Michael Keaton.
Yeah.
Flat out done.
Yeah.
Wow.
I think
nice.
he's easily the best.
Yeah.
I don't think his Bruce Wayne was ever... I think his Bruce Wayne was very different. He played him as actually quite... a little bumbling, kind of, and a little bit kind of,
Yeah, I liked him.
I like him. I like it a lot, but he didn't do the... Actually, do you know what? It is Michael Keaton, but of the movies. It's the animated series.
Kevin Conroy.
It's Kevin. Yeah,
it's Kevin Conroy. That is the voice. If I hear that voice, it's Batman.
Even his Michael Keaton
for me
better.
Is amazing.
Yeah,
for the movies.
Yeah, absolutely. I just think Christian Bale. It's a very different energy, though. It's totally different energy. What he was doing, he makes Batman out to be like a mercenary almost, like a black ops kind of guy.
Yeah, that's
like
true.
Everything's about getting in, getting out, and it's going to be it's about intimidation. It's about this kind of this efficiency.
But I feel that Michael Keaton had that just without he let the scene and what he's wearing speak
Michael
for
Keaton
itself.
does it with his eyes.
You reckon?
Christian Bale has to do it with his voice.
Yeah, okay.
That's why I like Keaton so much, man. He looked the best under the cowl too.
He really did, didn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Val Kilmer also looked really good in the cowl, surprisingly. He doesn't do as good a job by any stretch, but he looks really...
No?
Okay, fair enough.
Yeah, for me. I don't know. It's just sitting like that. His lips kind of didn't...
I'll pay that.
Yeah.
All right, fair. That's fair.
Yeah. But yeah, going back to Catwoman, it was funny watching this with my wife just to get a female perspective on that character, which was good and I found out quite different from mine. So in her first introduction, Sam said that's not really far from reality. That first, when you see when we first see her, actually it was more of a question.
Yes, sure.
Stupid corn dog. Yeah, that bit. So just barely keeping it together and then constantly being talked down by men.
Yeah, sure.
It's Sam's been in that. She said that would be me.
Yeah, right.
I'm exactly that.
Oh well, that's corporate culture, and that's been that way for decades.
Yeah.
We've all fucking seen Mad Men. Like,
yeah, exactly. Yeah.
That shit sometimes doesn't change. It's
still there.
Big boys playing in their pool. Like, and
2017 still.
It's going to take a really long time to change that mentality. Obviously, we're far more aware of it now and things like that. But I don't doubt that for a second that was a very, very accurate representation of what was going on at that time.
So do we, like I said with the Penguin, I feel sorry for him at the end.
Sure.
Do we feel sorry for Celine?
Yeah, absolutely.
You do?
Yeah.
Really?
100%. I think it's Michelle Pfeiffer sells that really, really well. Yeah. I think they both do, like the three of them, incredible performances. I think. Really incredible performances. But she
does.
Her desperation at the end is incredible. And I really like the scene between her and Bruce Wayne. Even if I think the angle that Bruce is coming from maybe wasn't entirely earned in this film, I think in the mythos of those characters, it's very true and it definitely works.
Very true. Yes.
And I think it was really great. Yeah. Awesome.
Yeah. Really good.
Yeah. It's weird how she like kisses the zapper, the taser.
She's nuts.
In order to did she need to do that? I don't understand. Like no. In my head, I'm kind of like, what
did you just do just then?
What was the efficient way of doing that?
In my head, she didn't tongue the zapper. She stuck it under his chin and grabbed onto the thing so it would explode. The reaction would.
Well, she was using herself as a conductor.
Yeah. So yeah, for me, that's what happened.
It didn't require the tongue.
I didn't require the tongue.
Okay,
no,
cool. That was just for show.
Yeah.
Yeah. There are some weird moments in this film.
Oh, absolutely.
Speaking of that,
go on.
Just a couple of things that I look at and I'm like,
go. I like this.
Go on. What are we trying to do here? Like,
what do you mean?
Well, when you watch this is the thing that you can say, I guess, about the Nolan stuff is that it's so grounded in reality that they spend a really long time trying to make sure that we never asked these questions.
Right.
But because Burton is not as concerned with that, he's far more on a aesthetic and thematic kind of journey.
Sure.
Yeah. Penguin is Edward Scissorhands.
Yeah.
It's almost the same fucking story.
Yeah.
And
it's a creature.
He's driven by the outcast story. So he doesn't really mind too much if there's shit that doesn't make much sense. But there's a fair bit of shit that doesn't make sense in this film.
Oh, go on.
Don't you think?
No.
Don't you think?
I don't know where you're
Character motivations that are a bit strange.
People are strange.
People are strange, I guess. Do you know what I think's funny? Is that this Batman, I don't feel like this Batman would have stationery with his emblem on it.
Okay.
That doesn't seem like
Is that a bit weird?
Style.
Is that a bit weird?
I think that's really dumb.
Well, that's a bit of a
it's a throwback.
It's a throwback.
Of course. But that's not this Batman.
No, it's not this Batman. I do, to be honest, where that is in the movie, I'm already 3/4 in. So that doesn't really faze me. But I know what you're saying. Yes, that a different Batman. Go on, what's another one?
What do you think about the bit where the Batmobile just cruises down the street and hovers outside the Hall of Records, has a little look at Oscar Cobblepot, and then just keeps driving? And I'm like, it's the fucking Batmobile.
I love that. That's Bruce doing his perimeter check.
Yeah, but that
is amazing. That is the Batmobile doing a perimeter check. What?
Every man and his dog would be like, hey, it's the Batmobile.
It's 3 in the morning.
No.
It's 3 in the morning.
No.
No one saw that.
No one saw that.
No one saw that.
How does he get from Wayne Manor all the way through Gotham to
Batman
get there?
Batman does a perimeter. He does his.
I get that, but he does it on the rooftops, man. He gets all cool and stealthy, and no one.
But this is a blockbuster movie. We have a Batmobile to use.
This is what I'm saying. Okay. There's some moments where I'm just kind of like,
no, I love that. Really? I love that.
No one saw a Batmobile and went,
favorite scenes.
Are you serious? If I was in that building, I'd be like, holy shit, it's a Batmobile!
Oh my god, it's a Batmobile! Yeah,
can't fucking wait. I'd be out there. I'd be like, Batman.
Yeah. It's sort of the same as the commissioner putting the bat signal up in the air. But
everyone sees that.
Yes, I know, but it's kind of a warning. If you see the signal, you see the Batmobile and go, "Oh shit, that's Batman." Better either
stop the shifty shit.
Exactly. Either I'm a criminal and I need to get the fuck away, or it's a civilian going, "Oh, I feel safe. Look, Batman's gone."
Yeah,
Fuck,
good
that's
call.
Nice.
I do like the idea of the bat symbol a lot. I think the bat symbol in this,
too.
the first appearance of it, is my favourite appearance of it.
How good is that?
Yeah.
And the fact that he has mirrors, kind of, and it's shone from and you know what I love about that? The fact that Bruce is just sitting there
Chilling
waiting
in his library.
He's waiting, going any second now.
Yeah. No, do you know he's probably just like, should I read this book? Maybe I'll watch some television. What am I going to do tonight? Should I start a fire?
Game of Thrones is on Netflix.
Yeah, exactly. That's what it is. Should I just? And then he's like, "Oh, never mind.
Oh shit!
Got
Looks
shit
like
to
we're
do."
on. All right.
Yeah.
Going to work, Alfred. Peace.
And tell you what, like if I just had that room in my house, a library with like a really fancy leather chair, I would just fucking sit in it too. I'd sit in the dark and just be like, I am rich. Look at my wonderful things that I own.
Many leather-bound books.
It is. That's what it is.
That's what it is. Can I say something about this Wayne Manor?
Course. Yeah.
That fireplace.
Holy shit! Isn't it gorgeous?
Is Tyson? It's the length of your apartment.
So good. So good.
You're putting fucking trees in that fire. You're not putting logs. You're putting trees.
And I love that because the way it's shot, it's it's shot from behind and it feels like a self-contained room. But then they walk out and it's just like I love it. It's like a throughway.
Yeah.
Like it's just a random space in between one of the dining rooms and something else. It's not even like a feature of the house.
Yeah.
You just kind of be like, oh, should we chill in front of the fireplace? All right, why not? Let's do that.
But the thing is, in my head, reality sets in. And when Bruce and Selena are kind of making out on the couch, I'm like, if that fire is that big, there is no way that you're going to be that close. That would be so fucking
that'd be
hot.
really hot. It'd be delicious. I love open fireplaces. Got a really enjoy them.
I think you're not alone.
No,
everyone loves fireplaces.
It's true. It's
everyone
true.
does.
Oh man.
Yeah, I've got one.
Go for it.
You know what I love? This is my little bit of you know what I love, but I didn't want to do that. The reveal of Bruce and Selena finding out that they're Batman and Catwoman.
Oh yeah, wonderful.
That is a beautiful piece of writing right there.
Someone far more intelligent than me also alerted me to the fact that it happens at a masquerade ball where they are the only two not wearing masks.
Not wearing masks. They're actually in costume because that's who they don't want to be.
Exactly. That is their costume. It's
brilliant writing.
So much smarter than I give it credit for sometimes. Where you're just like, fuck, that's really smart.
Yeah, that's awesome.
It's a beautiful scene. Beautiful scene.
I love it.
If anything,
I would like more of that scene. I want to know what would happen.
Well, see, and that's
when
funny because
leave.
I totally forgot about the existence of that scene.
Oh, really?
When I was watching it again, I was like, just totally forgot this is how they found out. And it wasn't until the penguin explodes through the floor that I was like, of course, here we are. Yeah, I remember this bit now.
I love that scene.
That explosion, by the way, that is a stunt,
yeah.
man. You said people get pulled away
backwards
on the wires and shit. Oh
yeah.
man, they look fucking.
No CG in this
rad.
fucking movie. No,
well, there actually is a little bit.
There is. Yeah.
It's apparently one of the first uses of CGI.
Yeah, I read that as well.
Which is kind of cool.
What was it?
Terrible, but well, it's usually when they wanted to show a large amount of Gotham with action at the foreground.
Yeah.
So, Batman standing on the rooftop looking down on the streets of Gotham.
That's right.
There's the bit where Catwoman kind of floats when she gets necked by the umbrella.
Yep.
And she's floating across. It's obviously CG. Or CG backdrop. It just looks awful. Like
I don't mind it. It looks okay.
The bits I like are the miniatures and the like exploding a miniature, I think is still the best way to do large explosions. I think, unless you're going to actually do the real thing. Like
that's true.
It looks so fucking cool.
Yeah, and you can tell when the zoo goes down at the end. That is just a miniature.
Yeah, but I just love that effect. I really love it. Like even though, let's talk about Terminator 2.
Yeah,
the dream of Judgment Day.
Ooh,
that's all miniatures,
Jesus,
all that destruction. It's so great though. Like the way the buildings just get knocked over by the flame,
and the bus. I always imagine the bus. It's the bus and the palm trees.
It just looks so good, and I miss that. I miss that, man.
Yeah.
Because as much as, I watch something like 2012, and at no point do I feel like it's real.
No.
I'm just kind of like, yeah, look,
you're not scared
you
by
spent so much money making that fucking whatever happens in that fucking races a limousine through a falling building or some shit. But at no point do I think that's actually happening.
I'm scared. Yeah, exactly.
It's in front of my eyes, but my brain just does not compute it. No. Miniatures, though, my brain has a bit of trouble with miniatures because it looks at it and goes, but hang on,
real?
It's real.
Because
it's
moving.
Right there.
Yeah.
That's
true.
Tangible.
That's very true, yeah.
But it looks a bit... Does it look a bit weird?
It looks a bit off. It looks a bit off, but you don't have time.
No, but your brain doesn't... It moves through. It moves through and just goes, oh, it's real.
Exactly.
Yeah. I just miss it, man. Miss it a lot.
It's all right, Tys. You'll get some.
Yeah, well, the good filmmakers still use it. Still use
exactly.
Images. Or, like you look at something like while we're talking Batman, let's talk about the explosion of the hospital in The Dark Knight.
Oh, right.
They just fucking blew up a hospital.
Hospital, man.
I love it. We're going to set up 20 cameras to make sure we get every angle. Let's blow this fucker up.
Yeah, blow it for real.
I love that shit.
And it's so good.
Yeah.
So good.
Wonderful.
Yeah. Do you know what I feel that this movie, compared to the other and every single other Batman movie, has it in. And
sure.
This is the only one that doesn't. And that's why I think this movie resonates more for me as a Batman movie
I think
than
I know what
others.
you're going to say. Yep.
Is there is no death of Bruce's parents.
Exactly.
For fuck's sake, we know.
We get it.
We've seen it before.
Yeah.
And the fact that, not that I want to bring this up, but I will, that is an element in Superman versus Batman.
Yeah.
Fuck me.
Like, I was frustrated to see it again, but I was also happy that it was just during the credits. And so it was kind of like, all right, cool, we're getting it done.
To me, it is budget wasted and it is time wasted.
Well, because, Zack Snyder has a thing, I think he has a bit of a rep for effective credit sequences.
He's done some rad ones.
He's done some really great credit sequences.
Watchmen, man.
Watchmen is incredible. Amazing. We've already talked about the Dawn of the Dead remake, the credit sequence, and that's really
true,
effective.
Yeah. All right, fair deal. So he needed something.
I think, yeah.
You think it's a directorial...
I think it definitely was a very, very deliberate choice to make that the credit sequence, because then it still takes it's still allowed to be thought of as separate from the narrative. I think when you use the credit sequence for a particular purpose, you can say no, it wasn't the actual film narrative, it was the credit sequence.
Okay.
So it serves as a prologue or like a little aside sometimes or something like that.
Deal.
It's like stuff like, remember when they used to use like little cartoon things, like Vacation, the Vacation movies and stuff like that. Like, how you used to,
totally.
that you can have that kind of that energy where it's like, oh no, this is just a little. It's related to the film and it kind of maybe brings up the themes and stuff, but it's just it's something that happens during the credits. That's a really weird comparison. I know that's
totally true, but you've made me want to see.
They serve different purposes, of course, but that at least you can kind of separate that.
Yeah,
so
totally.
I was less angry about that than I was for something, say, like I can't remember which other one did it worse.
Oh God, either Forever or Robin.
Well, Batman Forever. The way it's such a strong plot point in that.
It really was, and there was no need.
No,
well,
I don't mind.
Maybe there was.
I don't mind the kind of.
Maybe there was a need back
then.
The
hypnotism element to it, where where
with Chase Meridian and all that stuff.
Yeah,
but I think that was the last time. And because they used it again in Batman and Robin, and then, of course, we have the next franchise, which, of course, they have to do it again, which I liked.
Yes, but I'm glad that he only really did it once.
Yeah, he did it. He did it.
It was one and done.
That was it.
And I assume that's what Zack Snyder's going to do. I don't think we're going to see that again.
Well,
let's
hope.
Although, it's Jeffrey Dean Morgan. It's a waste not to have him come back and be Thomas Wayne.
Thomas Wayne.
I was about to say Thomas Jane.
Thomas Jane? Punisher? The Punisher.
Thomas Jane.
Awesome.
Could you imagine? Fucking love Thomas Jane.
Love Thomas Jane.
All right. Well, look.
Yeah.
We've talked a while.
This is good.
I think I'm ready to put it to bed.
Yeah, me too. That was lovely for me.
Let's have the last question.
Oh, I don't have one.
No, I've got one.
You've got one?
Let's just do a quick... All right. You want to say something first?
Let me just say something that I do love that this is... It's not a Batman-centered story. It's... I feel that with this, and we said this at the start, but Tim can use the catalogue of characters that come with telling a Batman story.
Mm-hmm.
That's what's attracted Tim Burton to this movie.
Oh, I don't think it was ever Batman.
It was never Batman. No, exactly. Absolutely. It was never Batman. But what I love is that Tim has drawn his own versions of the villains or the characters really from this film, but he's still staying true to the Batman lore.
Yeah.
And to me, that's why
I feel like
this comes up way above a lot of
his
other
versions
things.
of those characters feel like almost more iconic than the originals.
Exactly.
Because I think when people think of Catwoman, they think of Michelle Pfeiffer.
Yeah. Well, this is the thing though, Tys. It's the same with who is your Batman and what is your Batmobile.
Sure.
It depends on your age. Seriously.
Hey, how's that bit where she says the line? He says something like "It's not that hard," and she's like, "Semi-hard, I'd say."
Amazing.
I was like, "Holy shit!" My favorite Batman movie just made a boner joke.
Yeah.
And I totally missed it.
Yeah. I love it. I love it so much.
Oh, man. I had a good giggle. Yeah, so that leads us to my question. Is this your favorite of the first four?
This is. Yeah. Of the first four? Yeah.
I think it might be mine too.
Yeah.
I think it has to be because I think it is the most interesting.
The original, the Batman Nicholson is good.
Oh, I really enjoy it. Don't get me wrong. Good. I really, really enjoy it.
And I'll watch it any other day. But this is definitely the top for me. Okay, I will watch this.
Yeah. And they're different films, so it's really hard to respond. But
exactly.
I probably would like it. I think I like it more than 2 of the 3 Nolan movies, maybe. At least one of the 3.
Well, it's on this is on par for me.
Sure.
The Dark Knight and Batman Returns.
Okay, sure.
Yeah, maybe Returns is just a smidge under the Dark Knight.
Yeah, I think it's really hard to put anything.
It's hard, but like you said, they're different worlds.
They're totally different worlds. Totally different worlds. I think what Zack Snyder's doing is closer to the Burton world.
Really?
In just the fantastical elements of it.
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah, he's taking
he's not grounding this in reality. He's gone. They're going full out.
Yeah,
they're really doing
totally.
There's talk of like Flashpoint worlds and shit like that. So they're going, they're going real
especially with
fucking they're getting right into the comic book stuff.
This Batmobile. I wasn't a huge fan. We'll get to that. We'll get to that.
Sure.
Yeah.
But yeah, Batman Returns. I love it. It's good, guys. And unfortunately, it all went downhill from there. So we'll join us for
we're gonna get to
our eventual chat about 2 of those fucking awful movies.
Nipples, Tyson. Fucking nipples on the
all
the
nipples.
Jesus Christ.
All the nipples.
Yep.
All right. Let's cross some streams. Oh, is that the highest you've gone so far?
No. I could go higher, but I need to go louder.
Yeah, okay.
It doesn't work.
Oh, that was nice. That was an awful sound. That'll be interesting. I might put one day we'll do a little montage.
We'll do a little
of how high you've got. We'll do it in order of highness, of pitch.
Oh, that'll be good. Some editing
Nicholas,
for you. Tys,
what are you recommending this week?
I'm going to be quick and to the point. This is
quick and to the point is my favorite.
This is my pick for this week.
Sure.
It is Netflix.
Of course.
It is called The Skeleton Twins.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah.
I heard that was really good. I haven't seen it. 2 actors that I adore.
Yeah, Bill Hader, Kirsten Wiig, Craig Johnson directed. It's funny.
Yep.
But it's real life funny.
Yeah, I get that vibe from
it. It's equal parts drama and comedy, and to be honest, it's awesome.
Estranged siblings, is it?
Yeah, and it's awesome. Give it a watch. Just for something different.
What's the just to try and get some people hooked in? What's the basic premise?
After one of them attempts a little bit of a.
Is that a spoiler? Is it?
I don't want to. No, I don't think that it is. One of them is going through a rough time, and they come together and sort of are forced to bond again because they haven't been in each other's lives for long enough, even though they had a great upbringing.
Cool. So a bit of a dramedy. I hate that word so much, too. But it seems
that's why I said equal parts drama and comedy.
Good. Yeah. I do. God, sometimes
I love Bill Hader, and I feel he needs to do more. To be honest,
see, for every one of those, you get like a good one, which I heard because I heard that was quite good.
Yeah, it is.
You get like a Dan in real life. Which is
I've tried to watch Dan in real life 3 times.
3 times.
And have not
I've gotten
succeeded.
all the way through it. And
how did that go for you?
At the end, I was just kind of like,
yeah.
What
is Will Ferrell's version of that? He's on the lawn with a lawnmower or some shit?
Something's gotta... No, that's not something's gotta give.
Something's gotta give.
Holy shit, you're killing me. Sorry. No, do you know there is another Will Ferrell quirky
drama
one comedy
like
called Winter Passing?
Oh.
Where it's also got Zooey Deschanel in it.
I like Zooey.
But it reeks of that.
Oh, really?
Where everything must go.
Everything must go. There you go.
Yeah,
he's selling his shit. He's selling his shit on.
Well, then he also did that one, Stranger Than Fiction.
Oh,
and that was kind of like a bad knockoff of a Kaufman style story. I thought.
Really?
It was trying to be Charlie
Stranger
Kaufman.
Than Fiction, man.
Yeah, it was fine.
That came out of nowhere for me. Left hook.
Yeah, but
bawled my eyes out.
But for anyone that's like seen adaptation or
no,
even,
I loved it. What are you insane? No, I won't have you bag this.
Okay, sure. Fair enough.
What are you crossing streams with?
My Crossing Streams is going to be a movie that I'm pretty sure most people... No, not most people have seen, but is pretty well regarded, and that is Whiplash, 2014.
Yeah, man.
Whiplash.
Do it.
Yeah.
Do it. It was my pick.
The movie that kind of put Damien Chazelle on the map before he made La La Land. I know a lot of people don't really have a lot of time for La La Land, but...
have some time for
Whiplash is a masterpiece.
Yeah.
It was easily my favorite film of that year, and it's not just because of its kind of familiarity for me as a music student. At one time or another, I actually think some of the music student elements of this are its least realistic. And I've tried to have this conversation with people before who say, Whiplash is such a shit movie. It's so unrealistic. It's not how music works. And I'm like, if you think Whiplash is about music, then you have missed the point completely. Yeah. I mean, that's like saying that Mulholland Drive is about acting because the main character is an actress. It's not the point. It uses music as the catalyst for how the lengths people will go to in their obsessions. Yeah. And it is a wonderful, wonderful movie. I love the performances. I love the editing, the way it uses sound in a way that just was so unique, really. It made the film itself used... Like, the drums became... not a musical instrument. They became like they articulated his emotional feelings at those points and stuff like that. Exactly. It's a beautiful film. Yeah.
Because you can't have a lot of in a film that is essentially... That's not essentially about learning the drums, but it has that drum learning element in it. There's not a lot of dialogue. No. There's not a lot of... You can't... So he uses the kit to make those dramatic points.
It becomes an
really
outlet
poignant.
of his for his emotional state. Yeah. Very much so.
God, I love this movie.
It's really incredibly good, and it has an ending that I think is generally misinterpreted.
Oh, okay.
I think,
really?
And which I think works in its favor really well. Oh, no, maybe not misinterpreted. I think people don't know how to feel at the conclusion of this film, and I think that's one of its strongest points, is that it's a happy ending Well, it's an incredibly sad ending disguised as a happy ending.
It's a questionable,
I feel,
yeah,
and that's one of the things I love most about it.
Yeah.
So get on it. If you haven't seen it,
please,
and especially if you happen to watch La La Land and we're one of the people that's like, this is shit, fucking blah, 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 blah.
This will be
give this a chance. Don't step by it because it's like, oh, the guy that did fucking La La Land. No, it's
very different.
It's very different energy. He obviously has a great love for music, but he's using music in a very different way in this film.
Yeah.
So get on it. I hope you like it. That's it.
That's it. I agree with everything you've said.
Thanks.
Yeah.
I appreciate it.
I need to watch that. I need to watch Whiplash again.
Well, you can quite easily on Netflix. Australian
I've got
Netflix.
it on Blu-ray.
There was an article shared with me online that compared Australia's Netflix to
looking in the fridge,
only looking in the fridge and only having vegetarian food options. Yes, where it's like, yes, you can survive off it, but
really,
come on, like
you're missing out on some rad bacon.
Yeah, exactly. Where's the bacon?
Even the smell of bacon. Yeah, is gonna.
So hopefully soon our Netflix just kind of gets to a point where it at least is competitive to the American Netflix.
Yeah. I believe that Australia has its beef with, I believe it's Roadshow Entertainment that is blocking us from a lot of the...
Roadshow?
Yeah. Well, this is what I've read.
Nicholas.
Tyson.
Next week.
Holy shit. So the next week, ladies and gentlemen, Tyson has wanted to do a sports movie for a while.
I really have. I love sports movies. We've talked about this.
We've talked about it before, and because next week is it's landed on my pick. I don't know how that happened, but it's landed on my pick. And the first sports movie to come up for me in my head is A League of Their Own.
Yes.
So we're going to do A League of Their Own.
We're going to do A League of Their Own next week.
Fuck it. I love A League of Their Own.
Yeah, we're going to start our sports movies conversations, which are going to be quite a few because, they hold a pretty important part for me.
I'm just going to be happy watching them, to be honest. And
what a great one to start with.
Yeah, League of Their Own, man.
Really.
Gina Davis, Laurie Petty, which I feel gets
Petty.
I feel she gets a bad rap.
She does get a bit of a bad rap.
Tom Hanks in one of my favourite roles that he's in, and Madonna and Rosie O'Donnell. Bring on League of Their Own.
I can't wait. I'm really looking forward to it. And we're going to have a really chunky mailbag next week as well. We've gotten some mail this week that required a bit more of a substantial conversation.
Right. Okay.
So
lovely.
we will be opening up the mailbag next week for that.
Oh, lovely.
As well as talking about A League of Their Own.
All right, ladies and gentlemen. Well, you know where to find us on social media.
That's it. Facebook, Twitter, iTunes, YouTube... all the places.
Just Tys and Videotape at gmail.com.
And that's if you want to email us, of course. That is the main. You can have a good old chat to me.
Drop us a line.
And I might even send you a automated message reply that Gmail lets you do now.
Oh, really?
Thanks for that. And I can just push a button and it goes straight back to you.
Really?
Yeah. I'll take that on board for some kind of bullshit like that. Yeah, it's great. So you might get one of them. You probably won't.
Do it. I dare you. If you are not from Australia... please do it.
Yeah,
I dare you.
Do it.
You have no idea how much it'd make our day.
It would be wonderful.
It'd make Tyson's day.
It would make my day.
Drop us a line.
Hey, thanks, Nick.
Thanks, Tys.
I'll see you next week, buddy.
That was a blast. Buddy.
It was a blast.
Right. Bye, gang. Bye.
See you. Bye.
Bye.